What did your journey look like then, transitioning from growing up and thinking for so long, even as a young adult, that I am meant to be a dancer?
Yeah.
Into now, you just said you feel called to ministry.
Yeah, but I think for me, because I was so upset, as in I craved purpose. I
think most of us do.
Yeah, and I think that's why then when I then met Jesus, and then I guess the more I was in relationship with him, the more I learned about myself, the more I then just phased out, as in I can't explain it, but I just didn't feel like dance was for me anymore. And then I started to get the call, the tug on my heart that, okay, full-time ministry was what I wanted to do, or maybe felt called to, if we say that word. But now I say it and I'm like, I don't even know what it means. But then even the journey and the challenge has been, because I crave purpose so much, then it's like, and I've been like a volunteer for years and years, and it's like, oh, but if I just was to do it, I know I'm meant to do it full time, and and you put all that pressure, and now I'm doing it full time, and I'm like, am I meant to do it full time? Do you know what I mean? Like legit, I'm here, don't worry, I'm not leaving. But it does come down to, we just put so much pressure on what the purpose looks like, rather than actually just being with Jesus. Yeah. Like, I think for me that takes the pressure off. Right. And for me, the pressure was so heavy, so heavy. Right. Like, what does it look like, God? How can I do this, God? Yeah. What does my purpose look like? Even my job, when I was volunteering, I felt, okay, volunteering in youth, that was what I was made to do. But then I was like, but what do I do for my practical job? Because that's not my purpose. This is what I thought, that's not my purpose. So what's the point in doing it? But it's like, when you go back to it, it's like, no, there was purpose in it. Like, everything I did, I worked with Princess Trust, with young people, all that stuff. And actually, how God used what I was doing there, when I think about what I'm doing now, I'm like, that made sense. But I was so pressured on, I guess, what it looked like. That the pressure was just, it was wild. So for me, it was like, this topic's actually really difficult. But now I'm like, okay, no, actually, it is just, my purpose is to just be with Jesus, and that's it.
So we wrap ourselves up with all this...
Wrap ourselves,
fear and confusion almost, that we don't live out our purpose because we're so busy trying to work out, oh my God, I should be doing this. Oh, if I'm living my purpose, then this is what I should...
Or like, God, why not? Like, why? You told me this, but then why not? True. Whereas I'm so busy with thinking that, and it's like, God's like, no, Maureen, look what I'm doing.
Just get on with what I've given you.
Yeah, we're so...
It's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Yeah, so I cried over my prayer, I really did. It was like Jake, my husband, knows. I was like, but Jake, I meant to this, but then why am I doing it? And like, ah. So I think God must have been like, Maureen, now come on. Just walk with me every day, and we'll be good. What does it look like for you?
You made a very valid point, because I feel like I'm in a similar situation where I'm doing youth and like helping out, and it's great, and then my actual career, it's like, I guess it's a career. Like, I work kind of in tech-ish, in a scooter company. And it's like, I know career-wise what I want to do. Like, I'm very driven, very ambitious. I know what I want to get to by, like, eventually. But it's like, if you said, is that what God's purpose for me is, or what God's plan for me is, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess we'll see. And then I know that's what I want to get to. But I'm serving in church, so I still feel like I'm planted, and I'm like doing God's will somehow, because it's in church, I guess, and I'm like invested in that. But I feel like my day-to-day church involvement, and then my actual career, my work colleagues, I feel like they're different. And I don't know if, I know you can like do your purpose in work or in business and that kind of stuff. But I don't think I've fully understood how to like be in purpose in work, because I don't attach myself to my job and my career. I just want to achieve, like grow and like improve my career and that kind of stuff. But that's just like a personal ambition of like being driven. It's not really like there's benefits of it, like getting up there, I can know, give money to church, like help other people, that kind of stuff. There's like benefits that can come from it, but it's not really like a God give, like I want to do this for God, or I want to like sing in church. I don't know, there's like...
By doing that, though, I think that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing it for God, but not even recognising that that's what you're doing, which is great, because it's just coming natural to you. And it probably is already part of your journey at work. People see you at work and they just think you're a great guy, you're doing your job, you're conscientious, you've got great integrity, and they've probably said, loads of people have said all these great things. And that's probably you walking in your purpose. Because in not even recognising the difference between your job and your... I think that's where so many Christians go wrong, because they've compartmentalised, this is how I am in my purpose at church, and this is how I am with my purpose at work, and the two shall no, it should become one, and you should just not even recognise that actually, I'm obviously fulfilling my purpose by just being the person that God wants me to be.
Yeah, great. You're like, so let me, I know.
But I like the beat. Obviously, we chatted about the being, doing, whatever, but you saying being there. Because sometimes you can be in church on Sunday, be inspired by whatever's spoken, and you're like, cool, this week in work, I'm going to do this. Or youth can come out of summer camp fired up, be like, cool, I'm going to go back in school, I'm going to do all this stuff for God. And it's just like, it's like wired in us to be like, cool, what can I do for God? But I do think it's just be. Go into everything knowing and have to do the stuff.
Yeah. You're supposed to be human beings, not human doings.
It's not original.
Trademark.
Yeah. I was gonna say, have you ever had a season then where you felt like, but like I know I have had times where a door has opened.
Yeah.
And I felt like the Lord provided a job, for example.
Yeah.
And the job was nowhere on my radar of things that I ever felt called to or even wanted to do or whatever. But I knew it was what I was meant to do in that season. And so have you ever been there where you're doing something and you're like, this doesn't feel like what I was made to do or what I'm passionate about, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's what's in my hand. Have you been there?
Yeah, I've definitely been there. I mean, a lot older than you guys, but honestly, there are times when I look back and I've gone, how did I end up doing that job?
Yeah.
I was doing this, and then someone rang me and they just said, oh, I know somebody who's looking for someone who could write bids. And I said, well, I write reports. And they kind of said, well, would you like to interview for this? And I thought, yeah, why not? And I've gone home and I've said to my husband, Alex, somebody's asked me to come and interview for this. Do you think I should? Oh, and he'll say, well, have you prayed about it? Why don't you just go do it and see where it leads? And I've ended up writing a bid that's ended up getting recognised, and then writing another bid for another company, and then writing bids, and then suddenly people are saying, oh, Sharon, I hear you're a bid writer. And I'm like, I'm a bid writer. But where did it come from? I don't know, but it led me to my purpose in doing other things. It kind of led me to going into housing and doing all the other stuff that I did that I didn't know those were the tools that I had out of the blue. Mm-hmm. So it does happen.
Yeah.
I think it does.
And I think it's fun, though, to look back and be like, that is not something I ever would have pursued.
Never would have done it.
Never had any ambition to do that, but I can now see how God used that as part of my journey.
Absolutely.
Which is where it comes back down to just being like sensitive and obedient.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just making yourself available, I think, as well, isn't it? So sometimes we don't. We cram so much in that we're not available. You know, a friend of mine said, you keep talking about getting some new clothes and stuff. And I said, yeah, but your wardrobe's too full. And I said, really? What do you mean? She said, your wardrobe's too full. How can God put some more in when there's no space for it? Give a clear out. Give some to charity. Do vintage. Do something. Clear it out so that you can make room for what he's got. And I thought, that could be part of anything in your life, couldn't it? That's not just that. She was preaching to me, not about clothes, actually just about purpose and about drive and all of those things. It could answer loads of questions. So, yeah, I think so.
Take that one on about clothes.
Sorry, Maureen.
I knew it was coming. I'm like, I get that analogy.
Can we tell her Michael?
But clothes, and shoes.
I don't know. You have more clothes. Anyways, we're going off track.